today for the June subscription kit, we are making paper beads. And I discovered this craft when I was watching a lady called Paper Bead Rollers on YouTube, Paper Bead Rollers. And I thought, hey, I want to give this a try. And then I became addicted. This is such an easy paper craft. It's a great way to get rid of scraps, a fabulous way to get rid of scraps. You can use any kind of paper you want, even cardboard, junk mail, anything that you have around the house. All you need is one little tool. You need a ruler and a pencil, and that's it. This is a really relaxing craft too. I like to do this while I'm just sitting in front of the TV watching a movie if I need some downtime. It's just a really fun craft. Now, what do you use these for? Well, if you go over to Paper Bead Rollers and watch her channel, she makes a lot of jewelry, which is really cool. I'm not particularly into that because, of course, most of us here are learning how to make books and junk journals and things of that sort. So I think I showed this to you before, but I like to use them as dangles on the bottom of my journals. I just tie a knot at the bottom of my thread that's left over from my signature, and I have a beautiful embellishment on my journal. You can also, it wouldn't work with this one because of the way I sewed this stitch, but when you do a regular pamphlet stitch and you have a knot in the middle of your signature and a dangle, you can hang these off of there too, or you can put something at the top, a longer piece of thread, and have it be a bookmark. So you can also hang them. I don't have an example, but if you like to do dangles on the edge of your spine, you can hang them from the edge of your spine as well. In your kit, you're going to be getting a little packet of wallpaper because you know how much I love my wallpaper. And it's folded for shipping reasons. Shipping has gone up again, and to ship long sheets is very expensive at this point. But the crease is okay because you're going to be rolling it and then gluing it. And so if you're rolling tight enough, you're not even going to know there's a crease there. So you're going to get a pack of wallpaper to get you started, but then pull out your scrapbook paper, pull out magazines. Magazines make really pretty beads, junk mail, whatever. You're going to get one of the rolling tubes tools, and this one just happens to be 1/4 of an inch. These make what I would call, or what somebody people would call in the jewelry making business, these make seed beads. This is about how big you can make them. And a seed bead in jewelry would be something where it's kind of going in between your longer beads, like that, if you were making a necklace. So I think these are a good size that I don't have yet. If you think this is fun and you want to buy your own tools, they come in a whole variety of sizes. I have the 1.5 inch one, and that's making these size beads. So it really depends on what you're using them for. This one can also make smaller beads too. So this, you're getting the 1/4 of an inch, and if you decide that you do like this craft, buy a whole set of different sizes, and they're very inexpensive, and you'll have a ton of fun. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do, get those out of the way so they don't roll off my desk, is you do want to cut your paper into strips. So I'm going to use a piece of this pretty wallpaper, and your bead is going to come out. Obviously, if you're using a solid color of paper, you're going to have a solid bead. If you're using something that has different colors on it, you don't know what you're going to get. That's kind of the fun of it. I like to use my cutting mat It seems like the easiest thing to do. Um, and what you want to do is line it up on the cutting mat. This side's a little wonky. I think I better use this side. Here we go. Oops, get it up where you can see it. So since you have a 1/4 inch tool, you want to make marks on the bottom of your page every 1/4 inch for however many beads you want to make today. And then you want to do the same on the other side of the paper. Doesn't have to be exact. 1/4 inch. Now, so this tool I have is, let me see if you can see the groove there, is 1.5 inches. So I would go and make my marks every 1.5 inches. And then what you want to do, if you want a bead that is this shape, it's I hope you can see it, but it's more thick in the middle and kind of tapers on each end. If you want to do that, then your strips need to be in a triangle. You can just do straight strips, but then you're just going to have a straight hollow bead. But you might like that. But I like cutting on the diagonal. So I'm going from for the first one, I'm going from the very corner edge of my paper to my first mark up here. So for these 1/4 inch ones, your strip is really, really thin. And my paper here is 12 inches long. You can use whatever length you want. The first one, when you're doing 1/4 inch, I found is a little hard to do because it's so thin. Okay, so now what we want to do is go from the top edge. You want to make another diagonal. And I like to just cut them with this, my rotary tool, but you can use an X-Acto knife too. There's our second one. Then this one is going to go from the corner up here to there. I kind of missed that one a little bit, but it's going to our dot down here. And it doesn't have to be a super fine point at the end either. I'm going to make this one just a little bit wider at this end, so they can be, this doesn't have to, it's not an exact science. Don't stress out about it. See, you can have whatever you want. But if you want that taper, it does have to be sort of a triangular shape. Okay, so that's enough for demonstration. But what I'll do is if I have a piece of scrap paper, I'll just sit and quickly cut a whole bunch of strips and have them in a little file folder or some kind of well, usually in a file folder. And then if I want, I can just bring my tool, my strips, and my glue, and my little bucket and make paper beads to my heart's content. I do prefer to use diamond glaze because I like my beads to be sort of shiny when I'm finished with them, but you can use whatever glue you want. And actually this one kind of dried up. I must not have, this cap is not really going on tightly, and so I'm not going to use this today. I'm just going to use my regular art glitter glue. And all you're going to do, let's do this one here. Start with your wider end. I cut this a little wide. Put it in the hole of your tool. And like I said, I cut this one a little too wide, but that's okay. I don't really mind. It'll still work. And then you're just going to start rolling. And I just like to pinch it in between my two fingers as I'm rolling, trying to keep the edges straight. Sometimes I'll just do it like this so I'll pull on this one and roll my tool so I can kind of see where my edges are going, because it's going to taper and get wider and wider as you go along. And it is faster the other way, like this. You can just sit and watch TV and do this, but I'm just trying to get my fingers out of the way. This bead is going to be pretty much white with some green on the edges. That's pretty. I like it. Okay, when you get to the end and you have a little tail, I like to put more glue than I need. Oh, this is dried up too. My goodness. Okay, I just turned off the camera and played with my glue for about what felt like a half hour. All my tips are all dried up. Anyway, I like to put more glue than I actually need for this little strip, and then I like to just roll, 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 roll so that the whole thing is covered in glue. And there it is. There's our bead. Just pull it off and you have a cool bead. So should we do one of the thin ones? So you can see that I was actually able to make a couple of different sizes with this 1/4-inch tool. There's the first one and here's the second one. So it depends on how wide your strips are. And that's it. That's all there is to it.